What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rapclout Official Interview. It's your boy, Art. We got a very special guest today. We got a queen in the building. What's happening, queen?
What's up? Hey,
Man,
y'all, it's your girl, Queen Kiki.
how are you, queen?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm great. It's good to be here and talking to you. Um, I, let, Before we talk about music, I want to talk about
Yeah.
your background, queen. Like, walk us through growing up in you from Florida. Walk us through growing
Yes.
up. You from Broadway, Florida, right? I don't how you
Yeah, Broward.
pronounce it. How you pronounce it? I don't know.
Broward.
Broward. All right. Walk us through growing up there, man. How was it like?
Broward County. Okay, well, where I'm from, it's a lot of haters. So, and everybody's kind of doing the same thing. So it's like you kind of have to stand out. Um, it's a lot of support too, but you will never really get support from, like your close ones. It's more so from strangers. A lot of people just be hating, but one thing I can honestly say about Broward is when people see you trying, they genuinely support, but they do like to hate. So that's really it about Broward. Everywhere has violence, so that's like nothing new. People dropping like flies every day, but I thank God that the ones that I love and the people around me who are very supportive, they're still here with me today. So that's just a little bit about Broward.
No, I'm glad you said that. Everywhere have violence. That is true. That's a good statement. But a lot of people coming out of these communities turn to the streets or something else. Like what influenced your decision into turning into music instead of the streets?
Okay, well, as you mentioned, yeah, it was a lot of people around me growing up who were like in the streets, and it's still people, but I kind of separated myself from that. What made me really turn to music at a young age, my dad, he, walked out of my life. That was my best friend, somebody who, I talked to about everything. And when he left, I went into depression. Um, I don't know what it was that made me really like turn to music, but it just called my name. So I turned to it. I started like writing down my thoughts and feelings. I started like, being lyrical with it and stuff. And then one day I just let somebody hear it and they said, wow, you just need to keep rapping. Many girls my age, they turn to Boys for Love and they turn to they turn the wrong way and they turn to drugs. But me personally, music was just my choice, and I'm gonna keep going for it.
You never felt the need of, depending on a man. You just felt like
Nah,
you were independent.
yeah, never. I never had a man do for me, never. And I love that. I really like that. I went through that because I'm self-made. I don't need nobody for nothing. Any penny, any dollar, anything I ever made, everything I own, that's off of me.
No, I want to go back a little because you talk about, suffering depression. Like,
Yeah.
where you're from, like, kind of play into that, affected you, like, mentally, your experience and everything that you went through. Like, how does that play into your depression?
Um. Well, being that I was like, well, I'm still like, well known where I'm from. Um, no one ever really thought that anything was wrong with me. People would see me and they think I'm okay, but really in the inside I was breaking down. So that played a huge role in me being depressed. I really had to, fight out of it by myself. Because even if I was to speak on it, nobody would take it serious where I'm from, because everybody sees me. I'm goofy. I'm always laughing and stuff. So, yeah.
How do you find time to make yourself happy then? Like, what do you do for, and you can't just say music, like, what do you do outside of music to kind of help yourself when you're going through those depressive stages? Like, what are some things that you use?
I dance and I work out.
Okay.
Working out is just very therapeutic for me. I don't know what it is about it, but, it's very Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's very therapeutic. I'm so sorry. Somebody called me. Put my phone on. Okay. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good. So working out, you work out, use that as a
Yeah.
therapy, dance. What kind of
Mm-hmm.
dancing? What kind of dancing do you do?
Not stripping. I
Nah, I
salute
was
those, who have you get your money.
just.
But no, I do hip hop, or I could do a little praise dance.
Okay. Oh, you were you
And
were
that's really
you
it.
were in the you grew up in the church background?
No, I never grew up in the church, but I just always loved praise dancing. Like I used to go on YouTube as a kid and just like watch the praise dancers and copy them. And then like when I started dancing, that comes with it. So
How is your support system? Because you talked about that a little in the beginning. You said like your hood don't necessarily support people first, but
no.
eventually they catch on. So like how do you
Yeah.
right now in the stage that you're in, I feel like you're doing pretty good as an artist. How do you think
Thank
your
you.
support system is right now?
Um Honestly, I don't. Okay. I want to say I have a strong support system. I think a lot of people support me genuinely, but it's really up to myself because support, even if it's from your hood or not, even if it's like elsewhere, like it'll come. But if you don't have that ambition, the motivation, that hunger for what you want, it's like it's nothing. Even in makeup, people support me. No matter what it is that I'm doing, people support me, and I truly appreciate and I love them for that. But my support system is really good. But now it's really time for me to put that work in.
You think the reason why they support you is because you're consistent? Like with music, you were consistent. Now you're doing makeup, or were you doing both at the same time?
I don't know. I think probably because I'm a good person. Maybe that's why they support me. Or
Yeah.
maybe because it is my multi-talent. I am very multi-talented and I'm blessed for that. I really I really thank God for that. So that could play a role in the reason why people support me. I have a lot of people tell me all the time I admire them, I'm more them, even I always drop gems on, my girls and stuff. So yeah.
No, interesting. You said you always drop gems on your girls, because you're like some of your goals, as you said, is to try to inspire, uplift women, through your music, just through your
Yeah.
art, whatever you do. Like, why do you put that pressure on you? Like, what is it about yourself that you feel like you owe it to other women, other younger girls in your shoes? You feel like you have to empower them.
Well, I never had somebody that I looked up to. So everything that I went through was just kind of like firsthand. I never had nobody really telling me, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that," or really push me or anything. So um I don't really want nobody to repeat some of the same mistakes that I did. You know what I'm saying? So that's why one of my biggest goals is to inspire and to be a role model in my community to help younger women however I can. And that's the reason why I started a podcast. So I can help the girls and stuff. I never had nobody sit down and say, well, this is what you need to do next, or, like at all. I really learned everything on my own. So hopefully like me speaking out to the girls on my podcast, hopefully it does, inspire somebody. I've had a few people reach out to me and tell me, that podcast made them change their aspect on life and stuff like that.
Before we get to the podcast, I want you to do you pay attention to because of that goal, and do you pay attention to what you say in your music? Are you careful in the kind of content that you put out because you do want to speak to the women,
Uh,
or do you think it's just
Not
artistic
really.
freedom?
I'll be lying if I said yes. Truth be told, I know a lot of like younger kids listen to my music. So it's more so music to me. Like when I rap and stuff, I don't really think about like who's listening. Really, I just just throw music out there, and these days nobody don't really listen to the lyrics. They funk to it.
I can agree
Really.
with that. Now let's talk about the podcast. Let's talk about the podcast. You know, you developed
Okay.
this podcast to try to inspire, uplift women. Um, what's the title of the
Right.
podcast? Plug the podcast. What's the title of the podcast?
It's called Queen Kiki's Radio. It's called Queen Kiki's Radio. You can find the podcast on Apple Music, on Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. So that's the name of it.
What's the message besides of like trying to uplift women? Like, what are some things that you talk about that you think could benefit people or
I
women?
talk about relationships because I know a lot of girls, face heartbreaks, and some people, they get in a relationship and that relationship leads them to becoming very depressed. So one topic that I talked about was monkey bars. As a child, you ever held onto the monkey bars for so long and it created blisters like in the palm of your arms and stuff, and it started to hurt. But as soon as you let go and you hit the ground and have that stand firm, it's like everything is better. I look at like relationships like a monkey bar, like holding on to a monkey bar. You keep holding on to it, like, you're breaking yourself. You're creating blisters in your life and stuff like that. But as soon as you let go, it's just everything is better. You're on your feet now. You're glowing. You can walk away from that unstable situation. That's like one thing that I talk about, letting go. People can either make or break you.
Damn, that's a bar.
Yeah.
That monkey bar. That's a bar. Where did that came from?
The heart, really. Just thinking, like,
Nah, that's a bar. I never thought about it like that. That's crazy.
I try to find something that the girls can relate to, and I'm an artist, so things like that come to me, like,
Do you do the podcast by yourself, or do you have a co-host?
Yeah, I do it by myself, but season 2 will be strictly for the girls. So it's gonna be like, interviews and like people sharing their stories.
Okay. When can we expect season 2? I'm gonna go back. You know what? I'm intrigued by just what you just break down. You talk relationship and monkey bars. I've never had that comparison before. Just because of that, I'm actually gonna listen to the podcast tonight. And I'm gonna hit you in the DM and let you know what I think about it after I'm done listening, because that's dope. I've never heard anyone make that kind of comparison, and that's real fly. You might have to like trademark that or something, because somebody might just hear this and
they're gonna try to steal it. Yeah.
But that's fly. No, but yeah, it's on Apple, Spotify. I'm gonna listen to it tonight. But what season 2, like, when do you have a release date of when that we can expect that?
I'm not sure yet. I think I want to keep season 1 going just a little longer.
Okay.
And then season 2, I'll just, add people, like, people who are women who are in our, even men who are in our community and who's doing things like positive things and stuff like that. You could be on it if you want to.
let me listen to the. I just want to be a fan. Let me listen to the podcast. But I would love to be on it. But let me listen to the podcast. I really want to listen to it now.
Okay.
But just one more question about that. What's the difference from season 1 and season 2? Because I know season 2, you said you want to approach it more with interviews and talking to people. So what's season 1? I guess I'll find out when I listen. But what's season 1 all about?
So season 1 is really about me and inside of my brain, like, what I'm talking about, my advice, to the girls. Season 2 is like the girls giving advice to other girls, other women speaking up. So it's not just like my experience and what I went through, within my teenage life, but it'll also be other girls speaking out on their experience. Like, maybe I didn't touch something that somebody went through, but somebody else may touch that topic and can share, what they went through and how they got out of it and stuff like that. So that's the difference between the two.
All right, now let's get off the podcast, because I want to ask you something a little more personal. You
Okay.
just keep speaking about relationships.
I know where you going with
this. Who's the queen messing with, man? Who's the queen type of man? Like, what are you looking for in a man?
I don't want no man. I don't need no man. Sorry.
Oh.
I ain't looking for no man either. Honestly, that's not really on my mind. But if I was to date somebody, you know, someone low key, somebody who is very goal orientated, and you know, that can help me grow as an artist, as a person, you know, that's really about it. But I'm in a position right now where I don't even want to think about a relationship. I don't want that. It's just too toxic.
Oh, would you
Yeah.
would you look for someone in this field that you're in, or someone outside of it? Do you want someone in music, or just completely different than what you're doing?
Probably somebody who's outside of it, because I know with this field comes with a lot of thirsty women and a lot of groupie females, and I don't think that I would really like that. I don't know. I'm not insecure or anything, but it's like that's on me. Stay back, please. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the music now. Silent Moves, you dropped that a while ago. Uh,
Yeah.
that was a great record, but explain that for us.
Um, it's not really a diss, but it's like a diss to the people who been preying on my downfall. Like, you know, like I'm moving in silent. Everything that's coming, it's like preparation for what's coming. I'm moving in silent moves. That's really what it's about.
It sounds like a diss. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a direct diss. It sounds like exactly what you're saying. Like, for the people who are doubting you, like, yo, this
Yeah.
I'm moving in silent. I'm gonna keep working, and y'all just keep hating and keep doubting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's a great
In
message.
that order.
And
Thank
and that
you. For real.
so you believe in, like, kill people with success instead of verbal combat, like,
Yeah.
okay.
Definitely. I don't have time to prove nothing to nobody. I'm just gonna shit on them. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Can we expect more music from you? Because you give us
Definitely.
that. When can we expect more?
I actually have more music, you know, ready to be released actually, but I want to release more visuals. I dropped so many songs. Well, not so many, but I've been to the studio so many times, and I don't have visuals to add up to it. So my main focus now is just like really creating content. So when I do produce music, I have like, content for people to watch like that. But you guys could be expecting more visuals and more music this month or next month, but definitely 2021 that's all me.
What about a project? Can we expect? You
I
saying
don't know
music,
yet.
music, as in a project? Like, you can expect an EP, an album? Like, what are we looking forward to? What are we looking at?
I don't know about an EP yet. I'm not
What's
sure
oh
where
what's
I'd even start. I'm
what,
not sure where I'd even start.
so do you feel like you're the type of artist who like to be like, you like to give fully? Like, what I mean by that is, like, you want to give people a whole package instead of them being disappointed. You want to give them something where they can be very, like, happy with what you put together. So is that why you're taking a long time to release a whole project or EP? Is because you want to be
Yeah,
perfect?
and also yeah, and that too, and also like really like working on myself as an artist, because when I really like have my foot like fully out there, I need to be able to know what kind of artist I am, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to drop an EP and then like I'm talking about a whole bunch of bullshit, like, excuse my language, but you know, I want to be set on what kind of artist that I am I like, a hard artist, or am I a versatile artist, or like however it rolls. So I just want to be very careful and stuff. And when I do put out my project, I need it to be the best project ever. Some people put out EPs and they work so hard and long on it, and then it's like, you don't really see what took them so long. But when I put out my EP, I definitely want it to stand out. I want it to really be what takes me out the hood.
Mm. Well, damn. You sound more calculated than a lot of people I don't talk to.
Yes.
You sound like you know what's going on. I love where your head is at. I love everything you got
Thank
going
you.
on. I want to ask one more thing about the business because I think it's
Mhm.
important to speak on it. The face bully,
Yeah.
the makeup. Was it brand? Is it a company?
You've been doing your
Speak to
homework.
it. Well, I have to.
But Kiki the face bully, truth be told, it happened like like me doing makeup happened out of nowhere. It was during the quarantine. I was working and I lost my job and I just needed a hustle. And I said, well, I like playing in makeup. I had a bunch of makeup stuff. I went on YouTube and started watching how to apply makeup, started purchasing stuff and started doing makeup and stuff. So Kiki the face bully is really like me beating faces. Um and, just like I look at the face as a canvas and, me painting it and stuff like that. So that's really the brand. It's not a company yet, but I do hope in the future that I can start my own makeup line where I'm selling like lip gloss, eyeshadow palettes, and, stuff like that. Something kind of like Kylie Jenner.
Man, hey, silent moves. Do it.
Silent moves.
Yeah, just keep busting
You
these
feel
moves in
me?
silent, man. It's dope, man.
Okay.
Thank you for tapping in with us. I enjoyed the conversation. I love hearing about all your dope entrepreneurial skills, entrepreneurial things that you got going on. I'm
Thank
excited
you.
for whenever the EP is gonna come on, and I'm gonna definitely listen to the podcast. Like I said, I'm gonna go
Hmm.
tap in with that right now, and I'll DM you and let you know. I got you.
Thank you.
Nah, thank you. Anything last minute thing you wanna let the people know before we get out of here, Queen?
Yes, I just want to tell y'all, if you out there and you're chasing your dreams, do not give up. It don't matter if you have support or don't have support. You have to want it. You have to remember that nobody knows your real goals or your real, like, what's going on. You have to go after what you want. You have to stay down until you come up. It don't matter who you have. And if you do have people supporting you, you are blessed. That's all I got to say to y'all. Don't give up on whatever it is you're doing. Keep chasing your dreams. Life is short. You feel me? And I hope to see y'all on the top.
Let's go. Thank you, Queen. Rapclout Official Interview, the boy Art, Queen Kiki. We'll see y'all, man. Peace.